What's going on, guys, and welcome to another episode 2 of the foundation of movement. Today we're going to be talking about the rib cage. I'm so excited about sharing this information with you, but I also recommend to watch the first episode where we talked about pelvis and how correct pelvis alignment can influence your training. I will link it in the right side of your screen and also down in the description. Now, the rib cage is it starts from your spine, so it actually attaches to the 12 thoracic vertebrae and it goes all around your body and it ends up in your sternum, right at the front of your body. Now, the rib cage is like a cage. It contains all your vital organ, and movement of the rib cage can really improve your spine control, and you know how spine control is important for your training, but also will really influence the way you breathe. And now, once we have clarity, once we understand what the rib cage can do and what the pelvis can do, that's where we can begin to talk about our breath, and that's what's going to be in episode number 3, so stay tuned. Now let's begin with the rib cage. So the first 2 movements that we start moving into is forward and backwards. So if you keep your hands in your rib cage right here, try to slide your shoulders back and pop your rib cage forward. The pelvis remains neutral, so you don't want to overarch your pelvis. Keep it neutral and really stick your chest out and flare the rib cage. That's how this position is called, rib flare. Now if you do the opposite of this, so you bring your shoulders forward and you're gonna keep your pelvis neutral, but bring the rib cage in, that's what it's called ribs in position. So your spine is flexing, the rib cage is in, your back is elongating, your shoulders are going forward, and that's all good. Now that we have established these 2 positions, let's rock back and forth. So rib flare, going forward, feeling the extension of the spine, ribs in, feeling the flexion of the spine, really squeezing the core muscles, exhaling, really opening the back of the body. So forward and backward, and forward and backward, and forward, and again, ribs in more. Do not end up in a posterior tilt, but keep the pelvis neutral as you elongate that back. One more, guys. Ribs out and ribs in. And release. Perfect. So now that you have gone in between these 2 positions, I want you to try to hold and breathe only through the nose while holding these poses, okay? You will feel a good spinal stretch, and that's great. The rib cage is connected to your spine. Moving your spine is a great thing. So let's just get into it. Feet hips width apart, shoulders back, rib cage forward. Make sure you're not ending up in an anterior tilt. Keep it neutral, and let's just practice some breathing. So inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. One more, inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Beautiful. Now we're gonna reverse this. So rib cage goes in, pelvis remain exactly the same, shoulders go forward. And now during this breath, try to really elongate that back. Try to stretch it, try to become open here at the back side of your body. Ready? And let's go. Inhale through the nose, And exhale through the nose. Round more, round more, round more. Number 2, let's go. Inhale through the nose. Feel the breath in that back side of the body. Exhale through the nose. And again, guys, inhale through the nose. And exhale. And release. Okay, so hopefully if you did this properly, you really felt a good stretch. So when you were popping out, you will feel the front lengthening. When you were going ribs in, you should have felt the back lengthening. Now, instead of going forward and backwards, we're gonna try and talk about side to side. So there is a small amount of lateral translation that your rib cage can get into. So this is what we're gonna do. Feet hips width apart, hands nice and relaxed. Try to keep your pelvis even without coming up on one leg or hiking the pelvis. So just try to go lateral translation like this. Do not lift one shoulder or the other, just little movement to the side. One side of the rib cage is going to contract while the other side is gonna lengthen. And then come back to center, lateral translation on the other side. Back to center. Lateral glide, back to center, gliding to the other side. Back to center. Keep the rib cage slightly in, slightly, not all the way back, slightly in, and go from one side, coming back, to the other side, coming back. Everything is relaxed, just your rib cage is working. Do not move the pelvis, keep it neutral. This definitely requires a little bit more practice than the forward and backwards one, but you guys try to take a video of yourself and try to learn how to isolate the rib cage in the lateral movement. It's truly important. This is a great, if you suffer from upper back spasm, and it might be related to your rib cage alignment. So this lateral glide is a great way to mobilize the area, okay? Now, once you get this and you're pretty solid and you're not moving the hips side to side, the shoulders stay leveled, try to hold the position while breathing. So plant your feet, bend the knees, squeeze one side, laterally translate, open up the other side, and just hold this position, wanting to glide more. So in through the nose, out through the nose, sternum in, breathe into your back. In through the nose, glide more, out through the nose, glide more. One more, you should feel a cramp on the side that is contracting. One more, guys. Inhale, and now glide more, exhale. Back to center, good. Other side, glide, pelvis stay even, do not hike, pelvis stay even. Watch yourself in a mirror or in your video. In, glide more. One, in, glide more. Two, in, glide more. Three, and back to center. If you almost felt a cramp in those sides, that's brilliant. That's what I wanted. So now that you have mastered this side to side movement, you can connect it into side bending. How many times have you done this or this or this beautiful stretch that you see in the gym all the time? So now we're actually gonna make them much more effective. So next time you side bend to the left, try to laterally translate to the right, to laterally glide your rib cage to the right. So lift your arm up, take a breath in, rib cage in, expand the rib cage laterally, and then as you side bend to the left, the rib cage shorten on this side, so glide it to the right, pop it out to the right, and go for your side bend. You can instantly create a much deeper stretch by just popping out. This little action is crucial. Then you come back to center. Let's try it on the other side. You lift the arm, breathe in, breathe out, glide, and side bend while keeping the glide. It's truly amazing how much the stretch increases by just doing this glide. Again, breathe in, glide, and side bend. Back to center, one more. Breathe in, glide, and side bend. And back to center. Perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna bring it all together, guys, okay? So we're gonna combine front glide, lateral glide, back glide, and lateral glide again in a smooth transition. This is the end of the video. We're gonna combine this movement, creating a beautiful spinal mobilization. You are as old as your spine, learn this and feel amazing. Okay, stand with your feet nice and strong, gripping the floor. Your pelvis is in a neutral alignment, arms are relaxed, and we go. Gliding forward, gliding to the side, gliding back a lot, to the side again, and forward. Glide, back, lateral glide, forward. Glide, back, lateral glide, forward. It's okay to move your shoulders a little bit when you're learning this. Try to keep it in your rib cage. Try to feel that beautiful glide. Start nice and slow. Isolate. Do one more. And at the beginning, it's not going to look perfect. One shoulder is going to be higher than the other. One hip is going to be higher than the other. But you're just learning. It doesn't matter. You're still going to get a great spinal mobilization out of it. Now reverse it. Out, glide, back, and side. Forward, out, back, and side. In a smooth gliding movement, mobilizing your rib cage, your spine. Is gonna get your lower back as well, your upper back, your shoulder blades. Everything is gonna get mobilized. So I highly recommend you guys practice this and make it nice and fluid. Give me one more, all the way around, and release. Brilliant. Okay, so now that we have practiced this kind of in a slow way, I want you to just try and go a little bit quicker, make it fluid, and feel the benefits of ribcage awareness and how it connects to your spinal health. So plant your feet, let everything loose, give me 5 reps nice and quick. It doesn't matter if you don't look perfect. Ready? Let's go for it. 1, 2, let it flow. 3, 4, try to keep your pelvis neutral. 5, reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Perfect. Okay, hopefully you feel how this beautiful movement loosens out all the little vertebrae in your spine. I think it's great, and I'm glad I shared this information with you. I hope you found it useful, and now that we know the positioning that our rib cage can be in, and now that we know the positioning that our pelvis can be in, now we can learn how to breathe, we can learn how to move properly. Now it's gonna be easy. The 2 important things are always rib cage and pelvis. That's how we start, but now we're gonna definitely build upon these foundations. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to support the channel and help me share more good information. And I'll see you in the next episode where we're gonna be talking about breathing. Peace.